My sister has a daughter, and she has her own smartphone. She can maneuver that phone better than I can. She loves to play games and watch videos and spends about 4 hours a day on it. She is only 3 years old. I work in a kindergarten class with 20 students, and almost half of them have a smartphone. When should you give your child a smartphone? Balancing your child's wants and needs with what you feel is best for them can be tricky. Dr. Wick from the Child Mind Institute advises delaying the age of the first smartphone as long as possible. I'm a dinosaur among my friends because I wouldn't give my kids a cell phone until they were in high school, a smartphone not until college. My sons at age 9 and 11 constantly said, "I'm the only one without a cell phone. All my friends have one. Why can't I?" When they finished 8th grade, my husband and I bought them a flip phone. No data, just talk and text. According to them, I was a mean mom, but I just wanted to protect them. Today, I want to talk about the dangers of smartphones, how to determine if your child is ready for one, and then set rules and guidelines for kids to follow when they do receive one. Before you add your child to your cellular plan, consider some dangers and why waiting until your child is older and more responsible before giving them a smartphone is the better option. First of all, smartphones are expensive. Why would you give your 3-year-old an expensive phone? According to research conducted by the Kaiser Foundation, cell phone use harms a child's health. When the brain is exposed to excessive use of technology, it can lead to problems like attention deficit disorder, cognitive delays, learning problems, increased impulsivity, lack of self-control. It can also change a child-parent relationship. A child won't develop deep personal relationships. Here is an example of a family sitting on the couch, not communicating with one another. They can also become an addiction. More time on a phone is harder to stop behavior. It can also limit creative minds and impede their ability to learn. Here is a photo of some children at a park. Instead of playing on the slides and the swings, they're playing on a phone. According to Affirm Fury, children and teens spend at least 5 hours a day on a phone. 5 hours. The survey of Royal Society of Public Health asked 14 to 18-year-olds in the UK how social media platforms impacted health and well-being. The survey results found that Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram all led to increased feelings of depression, anxiety, poor body image, obesity, and loneliness. Video games also desensitize children to violence. There's cyberbullying and social media. Dr. Catherine Adair, who's a clinical psychologist and an author of The Big Disconnect, said that kids miss out on critical social skills when they're on their phones. There's also privacy concerns, which are also a danger. Our GPSs allow strangers to see our location. The Journal for Pediatrics found 1,300 middle school students ranging from ages 10 to 15 years old. 60% anonymously said that they have viewed pornography, sent inappropriate pictures, posted risky comments, pics, or videos without the parents even knowing. And last, text and talking while driving is another danger that teens face. Well, now you know some of the dangers. How do you determine when a child should receive a smartphone? Bill Gates, who is the tech billionaire from Microsoft, said his kids weren't allowed to get a smartphone until high school, and even then he limited their screen time. The website Common Sense Media gives practical questions you can ask yourself before giving a child their first phone. Does the child need it for safety? Will they follow the rules of the phone use and apps downloaded? Can you trust them not to use while driving or texting in class or using the text, phone, or video functions responsibly? Are they responsible with their belongings? Will an old-fashioned flip phone be sufficient? Well, when you determine when your child should receive a phone and you decide to take the plunge, set clear rules and guidelines in the conversation before they receive their device. Rules should come across as, this is how it's done in our house. If you wait until there's a problem and react, the phone rules will come across as a punishment. There are 5 simple rules that parents can apply. Number 1, no phones in the bedroom at night. Kids need their sleep. If they're allowed phones in their room, they're going to text their friends all hours of the night. The best way to carry out this rule is everyone in the house can put their phones in one location to charge, even the parents. Get one of those boxes that charge multiple electronics at one time and put it in the kitchen. Have a set time when all the phones need to be shut down. If the kids say they need their phone for an alarm, buy them a cheap alarm clock. Problem solved. Number 2, no cell phones during the meals or family time. Need the phones turned off so you can have uninterrupted time together. Number 3, set up parental controls. There are numerous parental controls available on almost all smartphones. Decide which apps your child can use. Especially young teens, set time limits, track their calls, monitor their social media, and make sure they're not looking at anything or sending anything inappropriate. Number 4, get their passwords. Have your child give the password on their phones. Also become friends on social media so you'll know who their friends are. As long as they're not doing anything wrong, they're not going to resist. Number 5, no text or talk while driving. No call or text is so important. You can't wait to pull over safely before you can respond. So take time to talk to your child why you're setting up these rules and the importance of being safe while driving, surfing the internet, and using social media. So many kids don't understand these dangers. Make sure to stick to the rules that you establish and the consequences if they're not followed. It's more important to keep your child safe than to make them happy. No doubt, trying to decide what age is appropriate for your child to get a smartphone is tough. But remember, smartphone age is tough for child too. As we discussed, parents need to be aware of the dangers associated with smartphones, determine when and if the child is ready to accept responsibility, and then set those rules and guidelines before you give them their phone. Just because your child is intelligent or smart enough to use a smartphone doesn't mean they're mature enough or responsible to use one.